Hi guys, it's Kathy from Rusty Lilac Farm. And as promised, I'm going to share a recipe with you today. I'm going to make Hungarian goulash. The way my mother used to make Hungarian goulash was not the traditional way, and so I was never a big fan of it. But as I've gotten older, I have found a great recipe, and one that I think that you'll love too. It's a nice hearty stew. I have 4 cups of bone broth, beef bone broth. I make my own. I have 4 tablespoons of Hungarian paprika and 2 tablespoons of caraway seed, 2 teaspoons of salt and a teaspoon of pepper, a half a cup of flour, 2 medium onions chopped, stew meat. Chuck roast was on sale at the store, so I picked up a nice looking one and cubed it up myself. 1 can of diced tomatoes, and then traditionally you would use potatoes, but Sean and I are dirty keto, for lack of a better term for it, so I am using sliced radishes. If you've never had cooked radishes before, I definitely implore you to give it a try. You will not know the difference between it and potato. I swear, I promise, they're great. Cooked, they taste nothing like a radish. And then also I have a tablespoon of bacon fat. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our bacon fat to a cast iron Dutch oven and let that melt up a little bit and get heated. Then we're going to add our onion to the pot. Get them all. Stir that up into the bacon fat here, and we're going to cook these until they're translucent or nice and soft, for lack of a better term. If you don't understand what translucent is, it takes me quite a while, but until they get soft. While the onions are cooking, we are going to take our flour and we're going to put it in with our meat, and we're going to stir that up until they're all covered. Basically, we're dredging our meat in flour. That's going to add a nice thickening agent to our sauce. Just make sure you get all the pieces nice and covered. You could put the meat into a plastic bag and put the flour in and shake it up, but to me this is just as easy, and I make sure I can get all of it covered. That looks pretty darn good. Looks like we got it all. Waste not, want not. So we've got that now. We'll go check on our onions and see how they're doing. Looks like we're just about there. Give them just a couple more minutes. Now that the onions are nice and cooked, nice and soft but not turning brown, we're going to take our paprika and sprinkle that on, and our caraway seeds, and sprinkle those on, and stir those in. Ooh, that smells good already. Ah. Now we're going to add our beef. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. Get that out of the way. Add our beef. Mix that all up. Get all of the aromatics mixed in. The onion, the paprika, the caraway seed. Get those nice and cooked in there. Get it all covered and mixed in. That looks really good too. Again, smelling awesome. We're just going to let that cook for about 2 or 3 minutes. Don't need to cook the meat till it's done, because we'll be doing that in another step. Just want to get it really covered in there. You can see we got it all nicely mixed in there, looking really good. Now we're going to take our beef broth, and for now we're just going to add half of it to the pot. Set that aside. Grab my favorite tool here. And we're just going to try and scrape up some of those bits from the bottom. That's where all the flavor's sitting, right there. Well, not all of it, because man, there's plenty in there. Really stir that up until I don't feel any more sticking to the bottom. Get it to where it's nice and smooth. Now I'm going to add the rest of the beef broth, and there again, this is bone broth that I make myself. I save bones and cut ends of vegetables and get out my electric pressure cooker, and I cook it for a few hours anyway, even in the Instapot. I want to get all of it out. All of those juices, all of that collagen. So now we've got that in there. We've got all of our bone broth in there. And now we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. So I've got the 2 cups of diced tomatoes going in. Joining the pool. Salt is going in. I use pink Himalayan salt. And then ground black pepper. Cover that up. Now we'll stir that all in there. Get that all stirred. Oh yeah, that doesn't smell like my mother's at all. My mother's goulash was basically stewed tomatoes, salt and pepper, a bunch of onions, raw onions. She didn't cook them. And then she would boil that, add macaroni to it. When the macaroni was soft, she'd serve it. To me, I never liked it. But this is looking great. So now we've got all of our ingredients in, and we're going to let that come to a boil. I forgot the radishes. Gotta have those in there. That's our potato. There we go. One thing the radishes will do too, they'll lose their red color. And they'll add a nice flavor to the stew. Turn that up. And there again, we'll let that come to a boil. Be back in a few minutes, folks. So there we go. We've got it at a nice boil. And while I was waiting for that to come to boil, I preheated the oven to 275 degrees. So now, we're going to put that in the oven. There again at 275 degrees. And that is going to cook now for about 2 hours. Now you can have the recipe, cut it in half. I like making a double batch of it because what I will do is take half of it out when it's done and I will freeze it for a meal for another time when I don't feel like cooking. Or if it's a nice cold day and we feel like something hearty. So now we'll wait for that to cook. Go check out our other videos at Rusty Lilac Farm. Check us out on Facebook. Oh, before you do that though, how about you hit that like button and maybe even subscribe. I might have some other recipes coming up that you might like. We'll see you in a little bit. So, it's been 2 hours. Pot is full. Get a good look at that. Remember how I told you how the radishes would start to look like potatoes? They do, don't they? So there you have it, Hungarian goulash. Yum. Now we got lucky. Sean just got home from work, and so he's going to take a taste for you guys and tell us how much he loves it. Take a dollop of some sour cream here. Put that on top.
It smells good.
We'll have Sean take a bite.
That's really good.
Some
very tender.
Good.
Paprika-y.
Hearty?
I didn't get a potato.
That does it for you?
Changes the consistency of the radish so that it does taste like a potato. Yeah, with all the flavors and stuff in it, you'd never know that this wasn't the real deal.
So there you have it. A quick, easy Hungarian goulash. I hope you try it. Let me know how you like it. I'm going to have a taste before we go here. That's a nice little party in your mouth right there. Oh, that's delightful. Whether it's a cool summer day or a cold winter night, I think you'll love it. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you next time here at the Rusty Lilac Farm. Bye.